automotive tips, wholesome recipes, financial advice, and most importantly, a true understanding of the Word of God. Get your copy of The Son of Man Speaks from these select locations. Sisters, Braid 2, 18070 Mount Elliott, the Shell Gas Station, 13110 West 7 Mile Road. To get them, call 601-786-9788. That's 601-786-9788. The Son of Man Speaks.
SOS Graphic Design provides agency-quality professional graphic design services from established companies, creating a simple logo to complete rebranding and delivering visual communication with print media. Everything SOS Graphic Design does has a single unifying objective to set your business apart. We are at your service. Call 313-342-2166. www.sosgraphicdesigns.com.
Well, we're moving on now to the
Come check out the new Sisters Braid 2 Hair Braiding and Natural Hair Care Salon, located at 18070 Mount Elliott Street. Our new salon is spacious with adequate Wi-Fi and all brand new state-of-the-art salon equipment. Come meet your local hair braiders and natural hair care specialists and check out our many hair services such as hair treatments, www.sistersbraid2.com or 60498. Here at Sisters Braid 2 Hair for exceptional hair. We look forward to seeing you. Sisters Braid 2 is a proud recipient of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund.
We would like to invite you to help support the fund. Visit the website at www.andrebuildingfund.com. That's www.unityandrebuildingfund.com. Together and rebuild the city, and we're actually doing it. You can and click on links to track the progress of the Unity and Rebuilding Fund. And for more information, 313-868-0000 is a local number. 0000. Support the Unity and Rebuilding.
Have you ever searched through a shelf full of greeting cards and still couldn't find the one that echoed how you felt? Well, search no more and call Beach. We offer birthday cards. Our cards are one-of-a-kind, keepsake items that your recipient will want to place on their mantle, all of their other beautiful and treasured items. We also offer holiday cards. No holiday will go unnoticed. Sure to celebrate all holidays. We also have cards for special occasions. We are your one-stop shop for handmade greeting cards for all. Specializing. We also take custom orders. Every card is crafted with care and made with love. So call Designs by Deej. www.designsbydeej.com.
WGPR Detroit, HD.
You're watching WHPS Detroit.
WHPR, Highland Park, WIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
The views and opinions expressed on the following show are not opinions of WHPS, its affiliates, management.
Brothers and sisters, are you tired of reading the Holy Scripture at night? And if you're
Conference recording started.
With someone that has a different view than your own, then let's talk with one another. Then let's reason with one another on a Scriptural Discussion at 9 p.m., Friday at 9 p.m., at 12 noon on WHPR TV Detroit Live, 88.1 FM WHPR, and Comcast Cable. to an agreement about the Holy Scriptures and their true meaning. You can call in live on the air at area code 313-868-4868, 868-0342, 868-0351. That's 313-868-4336, 313-868-0342, 868-0351. Let's go live with a scriptural discussion with the Son of Man.
Of Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful, the truthful, and the most just. I greet all of you once again who are hungry and thirsty for the truth, especially the truth of righteousness. I greet you all with the greeting words of peace. May Allah's Salam Alaikum. Brothers and sisters, we had extended an invitation to those who were running for the different political offices to come in and entertain questions that we may have for them, or just to make us aware that they were running. And we have a guest this evening. And we will read a brief bio, and then he can come in and introduce himself and answer whatever questions you may have for him. Mr. Joel Hashim, and he is running for as a write-in candidate for mayor. And he has 8 children, 18 grandchildren, Detroit. And now, from his bio, I grew up in this great city we call the Big D, or we call the D. It was here that I first recognized for economic power and entrepreneurship in the Black community. My mother, a devout Pentecostal and a prominent member of Greater Grace Temple, was the first person to introduce me to the spiritual to the spiritual aspect. My father, a foreman at Chrysler Auto Plant, and a vegan, taught me that our health is our wealth. My parents afforded me the opportunity to study at Vaughn's bookstore, which was Black owned, and it was there that my thirst for something more was fueled. At the tender age of 12, I soldiered the streets of Detroit for the Nation of Islam. I was a part of anything that helped spark positive change for our people. At 20, so I opened up my first business, which was a party store called Brothers, located on West Road and Hartwell. I went to variety stores and later started wholesaling to almost every gas station, grocery, and party store. Within my accomplishments, I and learned several trades. All while being a world traveler, I have lived in Detroit in for well over 40 years. I have seen and experienced the many ups and downs has gone through. It is with great responsibility that I step up to the plate as a true resident of our city. I understand what is needed for us to come out of the mud and regain the crown we had. I won't and can't do this without your help, Detroit. We all have a say in the revitalization of our team as your next mayor. Why not? Simply because there's no better time than the present. And I want to invite Mr. Hashim to come in. You can press either 5-star to conference room, and if you're at the station, then they can just I can turn the mic over to you at the station. But I want to welcome you, Mr. Hashim, and are you there? Is he available? Brother Derek, you told me we was expecting him at 9 p.m. Well, I don't know if Mr. Hashim is in the conference room or at the station right now. I assume have you checked to make sure no one's hand is up? Okay. And we haven't forgotten about also council, the council people that we've talked to. Councilman McAllister had told us that he would be back with us and let us know what happened. For one thing, with Miss Agnes Hitchcock's taxes, because he does have that information. But the other broader community, we have to get a list together because all we had was phone numbers, and that's not enough. So we're working on that. Many of you in the Detroit area who called Ms. Hitchcock, you can expect to receive a robot call from her asking for your addresses, your names and addresses, so that we can compile a list and give it to the city council. And they can, in their respective districts, they can look into it. And with Mr. Roy McAllister spearheading it to find out what can really be done about adjusting taxes so that you can be compensated, reimbursed over time for what you were overcharged. And for anyone to suggest that somehow is improper, is very unjust to even suggest that. Hey, Barney. Okay, unmute. May wa alaikum ala salam.
Okay, well, the guest that requested to come in, Mr. Hashim, he should be in the conference room. So if are you in the conference room, bro? Okay, so he was invited and a number was supplied to him. Come in. Okay. And Councilman McAllister stated that he intends to be in on Friday evening.
Okay.
Along with someone from, I believe, the tax assessor's office.
All right. We also expect him to give Ms. Hitchcock an answer on her, what they're going to do about making her whole.
So yes, sir, that's what he's going to do. He specifically had asked about, like you mentioned, her property So he's going to look to that for her as well.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to go on and get into this. I don't know what happened to Mr. Hashim. He has a pretty impressive bio there. But maybe something came up that he was not able to get in here tonight. But anyway, if it pleases Allah, we will be talking with him maybe before the week is out or whatnot. I think the election is next week, right? Okay. Okay. So, this thing's been happening, as I told you all, those things that those judgments, the sword that Allah is bringing upon the land, it's still out there. It's not, it ain't gone nowhere. But I'll tell you something that really has made me feel better. And that is, it's other things that I can concentrate on other than what a fool in the office of presidency is doing. I mean, I don't have to look at the news every day. I'm just as pleased as I can be, that I don't have to witness an unqualified man in the office of president. I mean, there was a time when you didn't even worry about hardly looking at the news or whatnot, because it was not the country was not under a stressful situation that you didn't think that the president or the current administration, whatever that current administration was, that's the last thing you worried about was them trying to destroy the country. You understand? I mean, here you had a man in office for 4 years dividing one American against the other. And they're still practicing it. And yet, here you got these people who claim to be religious people that saw what happened there. And as Jesus said, a house divided against itself cannot stand. And yet, you see it. Here these people getting up lying to you and me about what we saw on January the 6th. Telling us we didn't really see no uprising. We saw peaceful demonstrators that just a few hecklers got out of hand and that kind of stuff. I mean, this is you couldn't even wrote a book and thought that would sell, because that's unbelievable, huh? But these people are in your government, just coming out, just flat out lying to you, and they're a bunch of liars. And then here you gonna repeat the stuff. You come out and let me explain something to you. When the scripture says be Muslim, because the word Muslim means one who submits yourselves therefore unto God. That's what Muslim. That I don't know how you can doubt it. It's in you. You are pretty good at talking about what the book say, what the dictionary, these books that you got here say. Well, how come you don't know that? But anyway, I'm gonna get it here. Let me see. I misquote nothing. But I want you to I want to show you what's being said. And if I say something wrong, I want you scholars out there to correct me. Now, in the book of James, the 4th chapter and the 7th verse, it says, "Submit yourselves, therefore, to God. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you." When I was in when I was in junior high school and took electronics, they had ohm meters, they had diodes, and that type of thing. Of course, I never was really interested in electronics. I didn't take a real interest in it, but I did learn some of the nomenclature, some of the names of things. And the resistors, you know, they had transistors when I was in junior high and high school. You know, some of y'all ain't never heard of a transistor radio, but but you could actually build a transistor radio in class. You could build a simple, and when you look up, when you on paper, they talk about of resistors. Now, resistors, they don't. And I got an electrical engineer sitting in there, and he can correct me if I have it wrong. But they taught us that resistors are put there just kind of like a transformer outside your house that you see up there on that pole from that main high voltage wire. That transformer is designed to offer not just as they step it down to 220 from all them 50-something thousand volts. It offers resistance to the flow of electricity. It don't stop the flow, but it slows the flow. It resists. And resistors, that's what they did in the radio. They are made out of carbon and other material that electricity will flow through, but it won't flow through as freely as through wire. And so it is called resistance. Whenever a teacher is teaching you and you stop the teacher to question what they are teaching, you are offering resistance to the flow of knowledge until you can understand it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's what's meant in the book there. It says, resist the devil, question the devil, and he will flee from you. Why? Because the devil is a liar. And when you go to question, he can't stand there and answer questions for you because you're going to know he's lying. Because he may start off with a small lie. And if you question that small lie, in order to cover it, he got to tell it, else it won't cover it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You've done mail packages before, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
But ain't no sense you trying to put a foot long what you call a foot long shoe in a 6-inch box. You got to have a foot and maybe a half inch to put that shoe down there in there. Huh? You got to have a little extra room in there, right? So it's got to be a bigger box than what you trying to mail. Well, he got to tell a bigger lie than the one he just told you, thinking he was going to slip it in on you. So, see, when you submit yourself to truth, see, to submit yourself to God, see, God is just one of the attributes of Allah. This is what people don't understand. Allah is the truth. Granting of dominion is just one of the truth's attributes, the things that are attributed to truth. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Let me show you here. A lot of times people, they think that we just making up stuff. I ain't making up nothing. I'm building up things to you. It's just like when you go to court. You can't go in there making up stuff. You got to come in there and build the case. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. When you can't build a house with talk, with ideas, you got to have some material. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, why you think they call in court material facts? Huh?
Right.
What do you mean material facts? You can't build a wooden house with bricks. I hear you. So somebody tell you they want a wooden house, a wood frame house, and you come up there with some concrete blocks and bricks. They ask you, what job you working on? And the owner said, what job you working on? So I'm finna build your house. So I didn't ask you for no concrete block. That material ain't the right material for no wood house. For no wood frame house. What you doing? Huh? Well, that's what happens in court when you go to talking about something that have nothing to do with the case. They said that's immaterial. That has no material. That's not material to this case. Huh?
Right.
Objection, Your Honor. What does this have to do with the case? You remember now when they was asking questions on what was that? A Few Good Men?
Yes, sir.
And he started asking him, well, did you call anybody before you left bed? He said, objection, Your Honor. What that got to do with it? He said, you better go. Kathy said, I got to have a little leeway, Your Honor. I wasn't able to depose this man. He said, well, very little leeway. You got to get somewhere with this. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So he had to show what material value it was to his case. Right?
Right.
Don't come in here trying to build a case with material that has nothing to do with the case. Okay, so see how I'll be learning from y'all? They're gonna be scared to say anything in front of me. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. But that ain't gonna help you just because you're scared to talk in front of me. I'll figure out a way. So let me show you something. Now, I want you to listen to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad here, to something that he said.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir?
Somebody raised their hand.
Yes, unmute him. while I try to find out what's wrong with my machine.
They're unmuted, sir.
Yes, caller.
Yes, sir. This is Joel Hashim. I heard you call me in. However, my phone was jammed up, and I had to go get my son's phone to call in because something went wrong with my phone. I heard what you all were sharing, calling me in. However, you could not hear me respond.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, let's see. We'll let you go ahead, Mr. Hashim, and tell the people, a little more about yourself.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm Joel Hashim, a candidate for mayor of the city of Detroit. I was in Detroit, started Rose Elementary, graduated Cooley High, and basically started a business in this city. And I had many businesses in Detroit. And basically, I pretty much decided to run for mayor of the city of Detroit after I realized that the corporations and the rich were taking advantage of our community. So if I may get into the platform, some of the solutions we have to the problems of the city of Detroit, may I?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So you can go on Facebook and you can read a full bio. We like solutions, and we want to share what our platform is. We have a 70-point platform, and I'd like to share just some of those points. What we're looking to do at the top of our platform is start a public bank is what Detroit needs, and I've been advocating this for well over 6 years to accept this in his platform. He did not. So what made this platform credible is the fact that a couple weeks ago, the state of California put into law a public bank. So if it was good enough for California, it's great for Detroit. Some of the benefits of a public bank is that it cuts out the middleman. Financial tool that can solve 75% of Detroit's financial problems, as well as empower our community.
What do you mean when you say cut out the middleman?
Well, when the city takes its $2.3 billion budget, it goes through other banks. So there's a cost for that. And then whenever we need urban renewal projects or some type of projects in the city, we have to go through other financiers. So we pay a higher interest rate. When you have a public bank, you're now borrowing directly from the Fed at a very low. And like most banks, the majority of your income or profit is going to come from lending that money out to businesses and corporations. So by Detroit having this to be able to do is finance our own projects, do joint ventures with other banks, as well as use that $2.3 billion city has to help empower the community, the people. So basically, that is the power of a public bank. Public banking started in the Dakotas, North Dakota, back in the 1900s. And what attracted me to it is the fact that the indigenous people that lived on the reservations start utilizing the public bank to bring themselves out of the difficulty that they had financially in helping. So immediately I seen this as a Detroit, but for urban America, because this allows money to circulate in our community. And our biggest issue is the fact that money does not circulate in our community. Also, with a public bank, we can address the insurance problem that we have in the city. High auto. So basically, this is of the Michigan legislative body that failed to do anything about it, which has destroyed a lot of our disposable cash. And we're being overcharged. So now that we have a public, we can actually do a bond and do our own supplemental insurance and bring in other companies to pick up the slack on that. So basically, we can reduce our insurance rates here in the city of Detroit by 40 to 50% the first year. Building projects, for example, the city of Detroit is a rich city. It has a lot of land, it has water, and it has the ability to make cheap energy. First thing that we can do is expand the city's and then take people who live in the want to learn the building skills. Now we can build homes, quality affordable homes in the city of Detroit. The city will keep the mortgage. So now you have revenue flowing into the city treasury. You've created good paying jobs for the people who live in the city of Detroit. That is very important because right now we have the out-of-state real estate developers putting a lot of money into the incumbents' camp because they see the wealth that's here or riches that's here in the city of Detroit. So they're waiting to come in and take advantage of all the land that we have. They want to reduce the single-family home population, and they want the majority of the people in the city to live in multi-housing, which allows them to pay rent, and they will have a continuous flow, cash flow, general partnerships and joint ventures in real estate. So basically, that's not good for our community. Also, we'd like to build 7 empowerment zones in the city of Detroit based on population. We have built up to 70 units. It will be for residents in the city of Detroit who want to go into business, understanding that the corporations and the rich, they have bought up most of the prime property. If you want to go in business here in the city of Detroit, you're going to pay the city of Detroit to start business. And this also allows us to have money circulating in our community. With these empowerment zones, we'll also have a child care attached to the community. Each community that has an empowerment zone will have a child care for single mothers or people who need child care. We want to build homeless shelters. And so we can also look at the vacant schools and turn some of those locations into homeless shelters. Homeless other schools, we can, if it has Olympic-sized pool, or we set up programs for training, fire department, etc., and basically not have those causing eyesores in our community. Lower the taxes on the homes. 62 years old after 20 years. of being in your home, we want to take those taxes off of your home automatically if you're 62 years old. We also want to address the $600 million overtaxation. Actually, it's more than that. However, that, and we make sure that we'll give that back to the people in the city of Detroit. Our empowerment platform actually gives the city of Detroit a power. It takes us out of bankruptcy quickly because billions of dollars will come into the city here. We can take Detroit out of red and put it in the black, and we can make Detroit one of the richest cities in the United States. So the power of the public bank that's just a few points. However, it has so many potential spin-offs. We also want to back the store district, Coleman Young, the Honorable Coleman Young. He started that years ago. We want to bring that back. We also want to, currently the city is under with the corporations to supply jobs, and they're receiving tax write-offs as a result. Something called a community benefit. It's a binding agreement that can be taken to court and force the corporations to keep their word. We need here in the city of Detroit because we have that have promised people up to $25 an hour and they're paying them $9 less. We have corporations that Marathon gave Detroit 15 city jobs, and they have $175 million tax write-off. So we definitely have a serious problem, and the corporations are waiting in line to get to Detroit. Detroit is a place right now where they don't have to pay any taxes. At a time that the President of the United States is saying that he wants the corporations and the rich to pay their fair share, we see here in Detroit corporate welfare is big. That I'd like to name out of this 70-point platform. We want to make corrections for our retirement workers from the city who had many things taken them, reduction of money, insurance, etc. To come back and address ex-city employees. No one else has addressed that issue, but it was not right how they took those benefits from city workers. We also have a program to repair homes in the city of Detroit, as well as making sure that no one else loses their home in the city of Detroit for taxes. We need to close the land bank down. We also have voices leaving me a little bit. Okay, so we've also did trade delegations. I've done 6 trade delegations, and I've been traveling the world, going into different governments and they actually have verbalized that they want to do business with the city of Detroit. Our last delegation was to China, and you can go to Facebook and that we posted on Facebook of our last delegation. We have taken governors, Wayne County exec, City of Detroit, and 34 U.S. corporations from General Motors to Comerica Bank, Blue Cross Blue Shield into the Middle East, over 30. And basically what the Chinese have shared with us is that they want to do business in Detroit. They want a joint venture. They want to provide clean jobs for the people here in the city of Detroit. So we came back with official invitation in which the governor in Wayne County took advantage of it. But now we need someone who will something that Colby, and we pretty much want to bring them into joint venture with us and bring the jobs that they say they want to bring here to Detroit. Because of the Industrial Revolution, Detroit is known for why. Also, the fact that we made very good music here. So the world got an opportunity to see our music. I did a delegation, and here again, the Japanese, that they wanted to do business with Black America. So I don't want to go on and on and on. However, I'm willing to take any questions on any subject dealing with the city of Detroit.
Well, I know a conversation with you, give them a phone number or some numbers where they can reach you and question you and get to know you between now and next week.
Yes, sir. Well, the first thing is they can go to Facebook and they can put in Joel Hashim, Joel, Hashim, Hashim. That's HAASHIIM. They can read half of our 70-point platform there. They can also call me on Messenger. And also they can call me at 313-281-0166.
Give them that number again. Give them that
313-281-0166. And if I may just hit one other point, the city of Warren is high school youth and train them into different city departments, including the police and the fire department. And we've been doing this for quite a while. This announced a few weeks ago that they were firemen in high school, and when they come out, they will be in the fire department. So as wanted this, we're happy that the city of Warren looked at our platform and took that. That's what I'm told. It came from us. Detroit can do that, and that will help to empower our youth, them jobs and skills. And one more thing, as mayor of the city of Detroit, I would not do any under-the-table deal. Honesty and integrity is the most important thing, and accountability. So I want to thank you, man, New Nation of Islam, for giving me this opportunity to share some of our platform. And I'm just so happy that you gave us an opportunity. Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome. Before you go, though, I don't want you to leave yet. I want you to able if people have I think a brother here has. Go ahead, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Allah, assalamu alaikum, son of man.
Wa alaikum salam.
Hakeem, correct?
No, it's Hashim.
Hashim. I'm sorry. Hashim.
I don't mean Hashik. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear of you until tonight. Exactly how they pronounce your name. The reason why I'm is that I haven't even heard anything from you, and we're a week before the election. And I do like the things you're saying. They sound good, and it would be great if we could get half of that. But the concern I have is that it's just a week before the election.
Well,
is it not possible we could get hyped up and vote for you, but all it would do from another candidate that might be more able to move Mike Dugan out of office? That's the concern I have.
Yeah.
Well, what y'all do is you talk. He gave you a number, and I think I was, if I'm not mistaken, I think before Mike Duggan got in office, he was a write-in candidate at one time. And
yes, sir.
So I'm all for talking with people. I mean, we wouldn't have never got to know him at all if he hadn't stepped up. So I don't know whether or not he would win or not, but from the little that I have heard of his platform, I think it is worth looking into. And if he did not win platform, so
Yes.
I don't mean to cut you off, Mr. Hashim. Go ahead.
I was just wanted to give a short response.
Go ahead.
I want you to know that we've been out passing out flyers. I've been in Mario debates, in many Mario forums or candidate forums. One thing that's taking place in our community is the fact that we're involved in voter suppression. So what that means is it's not just the Republicans or the Democrats operating in voter suppression. Our own people are operating, and they have not given the candidates opportunities to share their platform. I also have made offers to other candidates. Let's debate, let's compare platforms, and whomever comes out on top, I'm willing to support them fully. Even the front runner that's on the ballot, to bring our team to work for him if he would take some of our platform. Because our platform is a 100% empowerment platform for the people. And if these things are not done, continue to suffer the same scenario over and over and over, begging for money, not able to do for self, and as a result, our children and our grandchildren suffer.
Well,
yes, contacting you, and I hope that it's still time to maybe candidacy and I don't know how the laws are now about polling places, and maybe promote and try to inform people about between now and election day.
Yes, sir. And anything is possible.
By the way, you need to tell people how to, if they're going to write you in, you need to tell how they can write you in. How to write your name.
Thank you. Yes, sir. When you get your ballot, there's 2 names on the ballot, and there's 1 line blank underneath. And you can write my name in that 3rd line, Joel Hashim. And I understand a lot of people have difficulty with the spelling, but just remember H-AA-A-S-H-I-M. SHIIM. If you come close to that, that vote should be counted for us.
You better make sure that you just because.
Yes, sir. And what based on election board, I spoke with 3 different supervisors. By the way, they were trying to throw me off the ballot, or they were trying to not allow me to run. I've been down there 7 times. They purposely, the rich and the corporations do not want to see a platform like this. So they're doing everything that they can to cause us difficulty. So one supervisor did share with me I can utilize Joel H. to detour people from voting for me, seeing me as a write-in candidate. They have done a lot of different tricks. So without a doubt, we definitely need a new city clerk. There's a lot of things going on in that election on the boulevard. There's a lot going on. However, that is what has taken place, and we'll just have to trust that the 3 different supervisors worked it out. We do have 2 of them on video, by the way.
Still haven't told us whether that Joel H is okay or what.
Yes, sir. I heard the Joel Hashim because the last supervisor told me it would have to be Joel Hashim. So yes, sir. Thank you, Senator.
Well, you know, this goes right back to what the brother was saying before. If the way your name is spelled or whatnot is not acceptable, then it's just siphoning votes away from a candidate who's actually not a write-in, but on one. So
yes, sir.
You have to weigh whether or not you want to do that, especially since you can't get no honest answer from them people.
Yes, sir.
But that's something you discuss privately, and you get with the other candidate. You know, the other candidates other than yourself, and y'all should, get together. You're welcome to come back on here. All of how many more besides you?
Well, there's 3 other write-in candidates, and I've only seen 2 active in the community.
Well,
so
if who's the one whose name is on there? Who is he? Or she?
Anthony Adams.
Have you spoke to Mr. Adams?
Yes, sir. I extended the same offer to him as I spoke with all the other candidates, because what we need as a community is a base, and we need to unite. So I offered with these candidates, I offered to, first debate the candidates. And if the candidate wins the debate and has the best vision for the city, I have no problem in supporting them. So I spoke with Anthony Adams several times, and I've been with Anthony Adams. And so we just, he told me he was going to call me, however he called me. However, I did put the offer out there.
All right, well.
And so yes, sir. No, I yield.
Now and next Tuesday is next Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
Between now and next Tuesday, I Friday, Saturday a prayer service, Sunday, and Monday. And you and he, whatever kind of team you want to bring on, you're welcome to come back.
Okay, yes, sir. If I could get Anthony Adams to debate, could we
use your platform?
I just said you're welcome to come back on. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, sir.
If you can get Mayor Duggan to come in, y'all welcome to come in.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
He's not going to debate because he knows what's happening. They've been responding to almost every part of our platform. A few days later, they come back. So we know that they're familiar with us. They've called, I don't know who, but they called first responders to my home several times. They shot a couple birds, threw them on my lawn. They've done quite a few. They're familiar with our platform. And as I shared earlier, the corporations and the rich, they do not want to see this platform because it is truly an agenda for the people.
Well, it's time now for just-minded people to stand up and
yes, sir,
and don't have any fear, because this
yes, sir,
this is the end of a world of evil. And so,
yes, sir,
you're welcome to come back, and I will be more than happy to moderate a debate.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Well, we'll see what we can do, and I thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. You're very welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
May wa alaikum Allah to. I try to keep my word. If people that's running for office, and I have a forum, I care about the community. I care about our people, and people in general. I think that when it's election time, money should not be the main way that people that are running for office be able to talk with you. It should be open. There should be, you need to take the money out of it. You need to have if you want good government, good government can't happen with bad people. When people don't understand that they are supposed to serve you, not take misadvantage of you. I don't mind being taken advantage of. Anytime, see, we don't even use good English because we say people are taking advantage of us. That's not the proper word. Whenever you hire a person, a carpenter or a brick mason or a plumber or an electrician, or you go to a doctor, or you go take a flight on an airplane, you are taking advantage of the knowledge that's in the pilot who's flying that plane. You're taking advantage of the knowledge that's in the head of the man that's a doctor, or a woman that's a doctor, or nurse. Or you're taking advantage of the electricians. That's what they got the knowledge for, so that you could take advantage of them. But the problem is, people, when they talk about people taking advantage of you, you using the wrong word. They take misadvantage of you. When people trust you, then you talk them into thinking that they have an advantage with you. And then when they trust you, you are taking advantage of their trust. But if you abuse that trust, if you misuse them, you took misadvantage of their trust. Do you understand? And that is what so they put themselves in a position by trusting you and said, take advantage of our trust. and they trusted you, and there was some mistaken advantage that they gave you. Do you understand? And you took misadvantage of them. You deceived them. So, and you could even use the word disadvantage. Yes. So, dishonest advantage of you, you see. So we have to really straighten out this language because, you know, people just, we've been taught wrong. Now, I want you to hear something here.
Someone must stand up for blackness. So I have God on my side to defend me. Storm, rain, hail, earthquake, drought, plague of all sorts is going on. I won't tell that I'm doing that. This is what they want to charge me with. But I get charged to the right one. The treasury I'm with him. Treasury I hope that he will attain just about it. So my dear beloved brothers and sisters, I have given you a description of what's in this country. There's a census that's on it that tells every spot where America has bombs, dreadful planes scuttling around with bombs that is capable of ripping this apart, but they can't get to it. That if American bomb is over California, they take this and just sneak away into another place. She has seen it. She admitted to me they have seen it. But they can't get to it. They are like to Jesus when he was here. He had the knowledge of tuning in, hearing what you think about the country. There. One out of every 100 pages of the righteous can hear. There is true that the type of people visit my home. There are not so many weeks ago. They both look like brothers. What is that God raised man? Conscious business. Assure him their friendship. That whenever the right time comes, we'll be with you. We will with you. These are the type of stances that you read of in the Bible that one or two go forth and do this and another and do that. These are the ones that I'm telling you about visit me so many days ago. They have a law to do a certain job. Each one is to do a certain job. Like you read of it in the Bible. That one Samson, he went out, and his job was to send the place, take a far or something like that. These are the type of men. I know them, and they know me. There's 7 up there.
Recordings. So I'm doing it as clear as I can. But when it gets to the part I wanted you to hear, if I have to, I will make sure you know what he said if it ain't clear. But it's getting there. Just a moment.
Allah says that the job is not enough for one, but 7 of them were the orders to do it. Can't go with it. Not scripture, they are men. And last of all is that dreadful one, which places 1 foot on land and 1 on sea. That's that dreadful one. That's the second one.
He's talking about where the book of Revelation and the book of angels, and he said that 7th angel is the dreadful one that placed 1 foot on land and 1 on water. That one is standing here talking to you. And this is that great and dreadful one that it was talking about. And that's because I am the Lord. For it's written, when the 7th angel shall begin to sound, the mystery of God shall be finished. That's why I'm explaining to you, for instance, what I told you about God, meaning grantor of dominion. That's just one of the attributes of Allah, the truth. It is the grantor of dominion. Do you understand? Okay.
And the book says, and the Lord he lifted up his right hand and his left hand to heaven. This is the way Muslims pray. They lift up the hand and they pray like that. Both. And he said in his word, time. Time. Notice now. No more. And then he cut a chariot into gravity and set the nation on fire.
As he said, in gravity, and can cause all the air over land to be set on fire. I'm setting the airways on fire now. As it says in the book, that he maketh his angel spirits and his ministers a flame of fire. And all the airways over the world, over the earth now, but especially over America, they are set on fire. And you know, a corridor is a wavelength, and as the gravity is the pull that people or one person has over another. The pull, the attracting power. But in this day and time, all of the people who you used to gravitate towards because of you thought they were so smart and so wise, you notice I done cut that gravity short. Hey, now, do you understand? Even the parents with children. You don't get no parents telling you in front of me that you supposed to listen at them more than you listen at me. Come in here and tell me that your children supposed to listen to you before they listen to me. Why you think it's written? Suffer the little children to come unto me and forbid them not. For of such is the kingdom of heaven. It also teaches you that whoso loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Whoso loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whosoever does not deny himself and take up his cross and come after me is not worthy of me. Tell you what, point out somebody else that can save your soul other than me. Because you can rest assured that if you stay under the mind that you got right now, you're going to be just like the rest of these walking around here crazy or going crazy. And if what I'm saying is not a fact, why ain't nobody arguing with me? You see, since listening to me, you know that disbelief and rejection is not an argument. I didn't hear you. If you don't have facts to disprove something that I say, you don't have an argument. You just got your stinky attitude, the skunk of the planet Earth. That's you. But anyway, listen to the messenger now.
Cutting us short, it means cutting us short into the essence of the jealousy of earth and make the essence of the earth explore. When they explore, they set out.
As he said, God is in other words, make what's in you come out. You notice people come in here and go to talking to me, and pretty soon you hear them saying things that you ain't never heard them say to nobody else before. But what was in them was made to come out. That's what the sun does. It makes all of the seeds explode, burst open, and show you what's in them. Show yourself. It's just like that Civil War documentary where the white woman was saying her parents been lying to her. Huh? Now, a lot of them that look like her, same skin as her, they said, why are you telling on us? Why are you saying these things? Said, because he who makes everything else bear witness have made me bear witness. That's in the Holy Quran, where it say they will say to their skins and their hands, why have you borne witness against us? Oh yeah, this is the day of judgment. You're not gonna hide. You can't get away. You're gonna have to answer for what you holding in your mind, whether you reveal it or whether you try to keep it secret. It's gonna be made known. Oh.
Into a flame of fire. And there is no people can live on the earth because it will be all in a flame of fire. This is the way they play the judgment as the Bible teaches you. But the flame will only go up for a amount of fire. But it's a more shady you that is on the earth if you don't Allah. I have never been taught of Allah, they've been taught of God. Well, in fact, that's one of the attributes of Allah.
Did you hear that? He said, the people have never really been taught about Allah. They've been, what have I been telling you? Well, I told you. Allah has that we attribute directly to him, and God is one of them. Grantor of dominion is one of them. And so this is something that you're just going to have to wake up to and realize that God has always been man. Man is that one who decides who shall and who shall not do this, and who shall not do that. As the book teaches you that the earth is to Allah. It says the earth is the Lord's. Everything in it, the fullness of it, the world, and they that dwell in it. Find that. So you just didn't know who the Lord was. If you had known who the Lord was, white people couldn't have ruled. You notice, white people ain't got nothing to say about what I'm saying here now. You can look up to him all you want. You're going to find out you just been looking down. You know, he ain't got nothing. He don't know nothing about what I'm talking about. He couldn't teach it if he wanted to because he don't understand it. I'm from above and from beneath. No matter which way you go, you find me there waiting on you. Where is that? In Psalms, the 24th chapter. Well, David had some beautiful, beautiful psalms. They called David the chief musician. Yes, sir. And he says, the earth is the Lord's. It's the Lord's property. And the fullness thereof. Everything in it. The world and they that dwell therein. Everybody belong to me. If you didn't belong to me, you wouldn't be in my jurisdiction. They taught you how that works. If you trying to put a person on trial and say they committed a crime in a certain area, and you try to take them to another area, you can't just move them to that other area. You got to give justifiable reason why you want to move them out of that. You don't really have jurisdiction over this case because it's not under your assigned area. Well, remember, the scripture says when the Son of Man shall come. I'm called Son of Man because of the same reason that you call the Son the Son. It's at the center of the universe. It's that planet around which all of the other planets revolve. Do you understand? And bathe in the sun's light. Huh? And whatever atmosphere they have, it's because the sun is making it happen. Do you understand? Okay. I am the Son of Man. And before I got here, the only thing you had was scriptures. The sun was folded up in a book. And when you looked in the book, it blinded you. That's how you got all of these. One talking about I'm a Baptist, another one is a Methodist, another one is Episcopal, another Adventist, one is a Shiite, one is a Sunni, one is a Hanafi, another one is a Mujahideen, another one is this and that. I'm looking in these books and coming out blind. That's what happens when you stare at the sun too long. It burn up your retina. I didn't hate it. Instead of recognizing that that's too bright for me. You know what I did when I first tried to read the Bible? When I was little, I used to try to read it all the way up to my teens. When I finally could read a little bit, I'd go to Sunday school. They give us them little cards and stuff, and I'd read the little cards. But, you know, eventually I picked up the Bible when I got a little older and tried to read it. And I knew I couldn't understand what I was reading, so I put it down. Now I stopped going in there and trying to read it because I didn't understand it. But you seem to pick it up, and you know, I mean, they taught you. You can't tell me that you thought you understood it. No, you lying when you say you thought you understood it. When you first tried to read it, when you got to the point trying to read it, you knew you didn't understand that book. The same as when you picked up a textbook in the school system of this country and you first started trying to read it, you knew you didn't understand it. That's why you needed a teacher. But the thing is, the ones who authored and gave sanction to the and permission to the publishers and writers and authors of the school textbooks, they approved them. And that same government, that same system that approved the authors of those books also gave license to the ones who would teach the student and guide the student. I didn't hear you. And that's why you were able to eventually understand the textbook that at the beginning of the semester you didn't understand. And by the end of the semester, you had a pretty good grasp on that book. Huh? How many of y'all got a pretty good grasp on the Holy Bible? You done had all these preachers. You done had all of these imams. You done had all these rabbis and these bishops. And all of them gave themselves some names. Where's Bishop Jesus? I ain't know. What about Rabbi Jesus? Did Jesus tell people to call him rabbi? Or did he say, call no man on earth master? For one is your master. Huh? Okay, well, I mean, so what? You know why people, they gave themselves titles? They gave themselves titles to intimidate you. You know, people, when you ever notice when you go walk up to your brother or your sister and they doing something that you don't quite understand or don't appreciate, you say, hey, what you doing? You're not intimidated. But now, if that's the president or that's the mayor or the bishop or the pope or man, you can't talk to the pope like that. You can't talk to what, you mean I can't ask him a question? Huh? About what he's teaching? No, you just got to take it on faith. I don't know what faith is. Somebody, you got to take it on faith, but you can't ask no questions. Well, how you going to have faith if you couldn't ask no questions? But that's what you did. You went to church. Many of us went to Sunday school, went to church. Sunday school and church was two different things. It happened in the building called the church. But church was when the preacher was up there preaching. Sunday school was what you went to before the preacher, before the next hour or so, when you go there and listen to him hooping and hollering and shouting and going on. So Sunday school, church, YPWW, Young People's Willing Workers, Vacation Bible School. I mean, I went through the whole course. So I know what they put you through. And you come out of there just as dumb as you was when you went in there. You don't know no more about the Bible when you finish their school than you did before you started. And proof of it, you come out there lying, and you do learn that. You learn to lie. Everybody jumping up, talking about I'm saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. And then it's, I said, boy, what is this? I mean, this is just foolishness. and just, just, and you can tell, it's foolishness because you can imitate foolishness. Huh? You remember Esther on Red Sanford and Son? Hog glory. Remember that? That you sound just like them in church. And Flip Wilson stand up preaching. Arsenio Hall and now in Coming to America. Remember that? He stand up there acting like one of them preachers, handkerchief and all. But you notice when you go and look at Malcolm X and saw James Earl Jones or even Denzel Washington standing up there trying to imitate the temple, it was an act, and you could tell it was an act. I mean, do I sound like that? Do I act like that? Do I teach like that? That ain't how Muhammad's temple was conducted. So you ain't nothing like the real thing. But all of you faking. You pretend to love Jesus. And never seen so many people holler they love Jesus so much. And then the same people that claim they love Jesus called the day that he was murdered Good Friday. That's what people say when they don't love you. And they see you get killed. Good for him. Huh? I mean, what? What am I missing here? You bunch of liars. Well, you threw lying in Jesus' name. I'm removing him from your lie. About he died for you. Why was he fussing? Because you was trying to kill him then. He said, did not Moses give you the law? And yet none of you keep it the law. Why are you going about trying to kill me? Then they lied. Who trying to kill you, man? Ain't nobody trying to do nothing. Huh? You liars. So it says. So when I got here, the book says is how it would happen even. Was the whole world standing before the Honorable Elijah Muhammad? I didn't hear you.
No, sir, not back in the day when they had
it wasn't possible. There wasn't no internet when he was here. There was no internet when Master Farad Muhammad visited here. But before me, was gathered all nations. Call some of them off, brother.
We got Asia, Australia, many parts of Africa, Ghana, Israel.
Well, Africa is not a nation. It's a continent. But nations are on that continent.
Yes, sir.
Go on.
We got Kazakhstan. Let me pull the list up and I can read them off one by one. On my list. Okay.
I know they don't want to tell it, but it's there.
Okay, we got Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica.
That's listening right now.
Peru, Belgium, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Cameroon, Croatia, Hungary, Iceland, Ireland, Italy.
That's enough. My point is made. Before him shall be gathered all nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats to his left. Then shall the king say to them on the right hand, come ye blessed of my Father, and inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. Huh? You just don't know. You at the end and the beginning. Yeah, I am the beginning and the end, saith the Lord. What is the birth record of the said nation of Islam? The said nation of Islam has no birth record. It has no beginning nor ending. Why? Because we look for a city whose builder and maker is God. Huh? There ain't no nation that can claim that they came into existence by the speaking and receiving of truth. You came into existence by murder and bloodshed. Came here and murdered the ones that you found here and took it from them. I didn't hear you. Well, don't tell me nothing about you've been going around conquering and to conquer. But you better pay attention to the scripture. Find that scripture that says we are more than conquerors. I know it's in there. I don't say it if it ain't in there. Romans. Somebody need to tell the Romans that. Let's see here. Romans 8 and what? The 8th chapter of Romans. And the listen now. I'm gonna start at the let me see. Let's start at the 31st verse. It says, what shall we then say to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Huh? Think over that. To be or not to be. That's boy, that Shakespeare was saying something, wasn't he? Yes, brother. He that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, the Son of Man shall be delivered into the hands of what kind of men?
Sinful men.
Sinful men. Huh? The scriptures were delivered into y'all's hands. He prepared a table. What they say they used to write on stone tables? I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
And they even kept part of it around so that you couldn't lie and say, well, that ain't what they're talking about. Well, what about this table of contents thing here? What is that? You know that the table of contents is a page, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Or a group of pages. Okay. So when it says, thou preparest the table before me, before I was born, the Holy Scriptures was prepared in the presence of my enemies. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's talk turkey. Now let's go a little further. It says, he spared not his own son. but delivered him up for us all. And this gospel of the kingdom must be preached to
all nations.
For what?
A witness.
For a witness. What did the Holy Quran say? It is a reminder
to the nations.
To all nations. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Deliver them up for us all. Why does that? And they even refer to the book as him. And the Holy Quran says in the 20th chapter in the 6th verse.
It's the other way, sir.
The 6th chapter in the 20th verse. It says, and those to whom we have given the book recognize him. Calling the book him. Ain't that something? As they recognize their son. Yeah. Son of man. Set your face for religion being upright, the nature made by Allah in which he have created men. And we make no distinction in any of the prophets, so we just say man. And that covers all of them. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
And the Holy Scripture is the Son of Man. Huh?
Yes, sir.
And that one day, it's just like, I'll show you an example. All you Trekkies out there, all my fellow Trekkies out there. You like Star Trek? Okay. Captain Kirk. That character is just words on a page until they cast it, and when they had casting, they chose William Shatner, and the word, the name Captain Kirk became flesh. I didn't hear you. Well, Captain Kirk was selected. William Shatner was selected to be Captain Kirk. Or was he elected to be Captain Kirk? Same thing. He was elected by a party of one or two interviewers. Or maybe a few little interviews there. They say, well, I think he's better for that. Huh? Well, I'm God's elect. Son of man. Marvin is the son of man. I didn't hear you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even gave me the name friend when I was, you know, Abraham was God's friend. Ain't that what he called him?
Yes, sir.
Well, the name Marvin means friend of the sea. See? Any way you look at it, it's me. Now, I know you don't like that. You say, hey, he's just so full of himself. No, I'm not. I'm full of the word of God. Of course, that is myself. So that's who they told me I am. The messenger told me, he said, you walk around here looking for something to bow down to. He said, you're the God. Took me a long time to accept that. But now I accept that. And so let's read Romans some more. It says, he that spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all. How shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Well, all things was delivered unto me of my Father, and is delivered unto me of my Father. And now through me, I'm sharing with you all things. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Then it says, who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? Charge me with what? Oh, you hypocrites and homosexuals and lesbians and pedophiles, all y'all people in this country. You think I don't know where I'm at? You ain't got nothing to frighten me with, boy. You either, girl. Bunch of crackheads, a bunch of dope peddlers, bunch of robbers and thieves.
Yes, sir.
Murderers. Lying on Jesus, pretending to be Jesus' disciple. You lying devil. Lovers of money. And the evil root is in you and just taking you away. Who shall lay anything to the charge of God's elect? It is God that justifies. Yeah, I taste a little of what you've been doing so that I could understand you. Even if all I did was, and I'm sure glad they said it, whosoever thinketh, look upon a woman to lust after her, he have did it in his heart. So I didn't have to experience it all. All I had to do was want it for a minute. And that counted. Then I understand how people could want to do this or how people could do that. You notice I never asked nobody, I don't care what you came to me telling, confessing. I ain't never asked you, how could you do that? Did I ever ask you anything like that?
No, sir.
No. I know how you could do it. It could get in your head and the desire could come and you would surrender to that desire. And so that's how you did it. Huh?
Yes, sir.
So, who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died. It is the messengers of God who came and looked upon us in our, after Allah raised them. Then it's like that Ezekiel's wheel. He said he saw the wheel rise up from the earth. The messengers of God were raised up from the earthly realm. They were raised up to a spiritual level. And they expressed a will that no one on earth had. Even when they came telling you about one God, these people didn't even know one God. They believed in 12. And some of them had more than that. The Hindus, they finished getting how many gods they got yet. Good gracious. I mean, everybody had, look at all these names that they had for gods. Amun-Ra, Ra, Imhotep, Amun, Isis, Osiris, and all this. That man, look, you was worshiping some of everything. Wasn't no one God, but the will. That's what the Bible is. It's a will that's so high that it looks dreadful. People dread to look. If judgment come today, would nobody be saved? Huh? Everybody know they got. One of their favorite sayings is, "I'm broke as the 10 Commandments." They know they've been breaking God's commandments. Huh? Now you talking about you looking forward for the coming of God. No, you not. That's like a bank robber talking about he looking forward to the police showing up. You know he lying. Huh? You ask him, you see him stand at the door. I'm looking out. What you looking out for? I'm looking out for the police. You say, I'm expecting him to show up pretty soon. Why? I want to be gone before he get here. Do you understand? Yeah. These people wasn't interested in no coming of Jesus. If you ask him, you say you're looking for him to come back for what? So you can kill him again? Kill him again? I mean, really? Who you think you putting something over on? That's why you hate me. Around here lying. I'll be glad when I'm giving. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you be so glad when you get that, and why people don't say, well, I'm glad so-and-so going on home to Jesus. Why you crying for that? Because you've been lying all this time. You know good and well ain't nothing for you after you dead. That's why don't nobody look forward to dying. Gosh. Anyway, see, ain't none of them saying nothing. Now, I done call all your religions a lie, and you ain't got nothing to say? When you was talking about Islam being a terrorist religion and all of that, I didn't remain silent. I came out here and spoke. Told you to come in here. You say the Honorable Elijah Muhammad lied? Come in here and tell me what he lied about. Who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died. Yeah, rather, that is risen again. Huh? Now, this lets you know what kind of death we talking about. Huh? The dead in Christ shall do what? Rise first. Who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us. That's right. You notice, before I stood up here and started correcting you on white people, even to their stupidity, they didn't have no defense that they could say at all. But I offered a defense for them. You notice, that's something you learn in this world too. When you got a crook, he's entitled to counsel. Is that right? And his counsel tries their best to defend him. Huh? But I don't try. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad defended him against me. He said, "Now don't go and get angry with them." He said, "Now don't go blaming them for what by nature you put in them." He said, "Blame yourself for putting it in it." Huh? See, I was listening. Because I too was going around here talking about them devils. I even told them here, I don't want to do nothing but throw you in hell, devil. And and Allah got on me in so many words. So that ain't what I sent you here for. He told me when I listened to the messenger's last sermon to us, he told me that it's not their fault that they the devil. He said, we put that in there. You going around here bragging about you made white people and made them devils, and now coming back talking about you gonna punish them for being what you made them? Don't you think it's something not quite right about that? Where's the justice in that? No, here's the justice in it. I can forgive all of that if you stop now and change now. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. At least we all shall be changed who shall be saved. Huh? Now, I don't offer white people a chance. And he ain't got sense enough to accept it. Well, I'm not here to beg you. I certainly am not. So, he says, so I make intercession for him. Huh? I make intercession for everybody. It ain't, yeah, we've been niggas, but it wasn't black people's fault that they was niggas. White folks made them that. And then murder us after we become what they made us. And then blame it all on us. How come you don't take responsibility for what you did, white boy? We didn't come here. Didn't no niggas come here. You came and got black people, stole them, and raped them, made them reproduce children, and then took the babies and raised the babies up without the knowledge of ourselves and called us niggers. And then for being what you made us, you treated us worse than you. Matter of fact, you ain't never put no white man in jail for making Negroes fight. But you put a black man in jail for making dogs fight. I ain't forgot what you did with Michael Vick. I ain't forgot none of that. You think it's forgotten. No, it ain't. I've been watching everything you've been doing. I ain't forgot them arguments you used to try to come in here and give me about it was your father's and we didn't have nothing to do with that. Yeah, I'm looking at you. I know what you said and I see what you're doing. Yeah. Just like I told you last night, night before last. These things that's happening to you, they're still out there. Let me show you here. I like to make sure that everybody on the same page. Because I got people in different parts of the country. California is one of those places. And, we're aware of what's going on. And, but, I want you to see.
Good evening to our viewers in the West, and thank you for joining us. We want to begin with severe storms that are impacting millions of Americans from coast to coast. Tonight, the San Francisco Bay Area is recovering from what's being called the strongest storm to hit the region in more than 25 years. Record rain, those howling winds, and mudslides caused widespread damage from Southern California to the Pacific Northwest, knocking out power to more than 150,000 homes and businesses and shutting down major highways. At least 2 people were killed by a falling tree near Seattle. In the Midwest, a powerful tornado damaged buildings and knocked out power along the border between Illinois and Missouri. And tonight, millions in the East are bracing for a nor'easter that's expected to unleash 4 to 8 inches of rain and gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So we'll get the forecast in just a moment. But CBS's David Begnaud is going to lead us off in El Dorado Hills, California, just near Sacramento. Good evening, David.
Good evening, Nora. This is runoff from that record-breaking rainstorm running off into a reservoir just east of Sacramento that actually provides drinking water to people. Look, if you live in California and you deal with what seems like a never-ending drought, the sight and sound of this is really nice. That storm yesterday was so powerful, it was called a bomb cyclone. What blew through Northern California and much of the West this weekend is being described as epic, even historic. And here's what it left behind. A major rock slide covering a highway in Northern California. It could take days before that's cleared. Meanwhile, listen to these gale force winds ripping through the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. They even lifted up this semi-truck on one Bay Area bridge and literally moved it over. There were numerous trees uprooted. Tens of thousands of people were left without power and more than a foot of water in some places. All of that from an atmospheric river, as it's known.
So now you just keep on clowning, and you know your calamity is going to be coming while Allah is satisfying some people, He's destroying others. Just keep clowning. You're gonna wake up and smell the coffee pretty soon. You mark my words. I told you I'm sick of you. I'm doing all I can to try to help you and get you to change. But you just refuse to change. I mean, you think you're going to go back to what? You're going to go back in time now? You've been looking at too much TV, boy. No. Ain't no resetting that clock. No, sir. Your time to rule is gone. You're going to either submit to me or you ain't going to be here. Now, you make your choice. You go right ahead and keep thinking that this is some joke. Let me see here. Let me see. Just today, they took some pictures of something that I want to show you. This is in Lake Charles. See, while you tripping. Let's see here. Ain't no sound except as a tornado went through there and ripped through there, and some of the neighbors uploaded it to show you what's going on while you clowning and going on. Just keep on. And that's something. This happened today. If you think that's something, you better be glad that Joe Biden is president. Like I said, it is It is refreshing that the President of the United States is not the center of attention. You know, the president, when this government is working as it was supposed to, as it was designed to, you hardly ever even heard anything about the president or the Congress or whatnot. The reason the Congress is in the news so much is because it's dysfunctional. It's just like when your heart and your lungs become news, it's because something wrong with them. Because those are things that you're not supposed to have to worry about. Your vital organs are things that it ain't supposed to be news breaking. Because when they're working like they're supposed to, you never even hear about them. Huh? It's like the president, he may take a trip somewhere and they may be saying, well, the president went to a summit or whatnot. And then that's passing news. And you go on. And when you don't hear about him so much, that's when you know you got somebody that's doing what they're supposed to do. But you ain't got sense enough to appreciate that. You had a sick, what you call it? A sick, spoiled child in the White House that wanted to always be the center of attention. So he kept on throwing tantrums and kept on doing stuff that made him the center of attention. He didn't care what he was doing to the country. He just wanted to be the center of attention. A damn fool and the damn fools who voted for him. And so you go on. These tornadoes and stuff that you just seeing little bits and pieces, you go on and put somebody back in there again. This your last chance. Now you go on and keep thinking that you're gonna go back to some of that stuff that you was doing. You're gonna get wiped off the face of the earth. As I was looking at some of this other stuff here. I mean, this stuff just happening. This little short clip here of this old crooked lawyer. Here it is.
Ms. Windsor has just posted video of herself talking to John Eastman. She says she shot it this past weekend on Saturday. That would make this after he supposedly recanted and disavowed his whole proposed legal strategy for overthrowing the election results. Right? Remember, his was the strategy to have Mike Pence pull his one neat trick to keep Trump in power. He wrote the memos that created that legal architecture for the whole attack on the Capitol on January 6th to try to get Pence to reject Electoral College votes. He then
You remember what Grover Norquist said that he wanted in the White House? He said, the leadership for the next 20 years will come out of the House and the Senate. And all we need is to elect a Republican with good dexterity. We don't need no fearless leader and nobody to think these things up. We just need somebody with good dexterity that can sign what we put in front of him. In other words, they made your presidency the most powerful office in the civilized world that you call civilized world. They turned it into a rubber stamp for them. That's what Trump is. That's what he was, a rubber stamp for them. Do you understand? I mean, he was a useful idiot. Mitch McConnell and all of them loved having him in there. Do you understand? What happened? What did they do to help this country when they had a Republican president, a Republican Senate, and a Republican House of Representatives? What was accomplished? Some of y'all come in here. This is your chance to tell us what you did.
They gave the rich.
I didn't ask you to do it. I want them who supported that to come in here and tell us what was done for the United States of America when you had the Republican majority in the House, in the Senate, and you had a Republican president. What was accomplished for this country? I know we came into a pandemic that they just watched happen and didn't do nothing about it. But besides that, what else? I know they took $2 trillion from the economy of the United States and gave it back to corporations and whatnot. They depleted the budget of the United States. What else happened? What, you can't talk now? You don't have too much time. You don't have too much trouble talking on Fox News or from that Newsmax and from all of them other places that you go. You don't seem to have no tied tongue. Ain't nobody unmuting the phone?
No, sir.
Why don't you come on and tell us what they did for the country? You keep talking about entitlement, people feeling entitled to something. That's what you keep talking about. Well, what was it when you gave $2 trillion tax breaks to already wealthy people? They felt they was entitled to that. I didn't hear you. Let me understand this. Was that an entitlement program or what? Boy, they take you for a fool and you just let them keep doing it. Boy, I'm just, yeah, and you know what else? You let people buy time on your air to lie to the American people, and you don't care as long as they're paying for it. Because you don't, it's amazing to me how I'm not gonna let nobody come in my broadcast here and I know they lying, and I'm gonna let them just get up here now. No. I have jumped. Hey, where's your proof of this? Where you get that from? Do you understand? And they can't come on here if they won't let the people that's listening question them. I'm not finna let you come on here and throw something out there that you can't be questioned on. You see? So these things. Now listen to this lawyer here.
Out that strategy, called it all crazy and non-viable in the National Review on Friday. But then on Saturday, the next day, speaking unwittingly to Lauren Windsor, turns out he was still saying it could have worked. It was a great strategy. It was a sound legal strategy. If only Mike Pence had the stones to go through with it. Watch this tape.
We're huge Trump supporters, and we were actually at January January 6th.
Oh, yeah.
We saw your speech.
Should I incite you to go down to the Capitol and riot?
You actually incited us to become supporters of Claremont.
Oh, good. Very good.
Because, you know, and the work that you're doing is just so critical to saving our democracy. And it's like, we couldn't not support your work after that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
So thank you. You're really doing the Lord's work.
Well, and that's my old, you heard me say it. My old professor said, if you're not catching incoming track, you're not over the target. And my God, I must be directly over it. But, you know, I don't think there's anybody who catches much incoming track, maybe other than Trump himself, that I have over the last 6 months. I mean, it's amazing.
Well, but I read your memo, and I thought it was solid in all of its legal arguments.
Yeah.
I was floored that Mike Pence didn't do anything. I mean, why didn't he act on it? Because you gave him the legal reasoning to do that.
I know. Now in a piece in the Atlantic 2 days ago, they're already anticipating Trump winning in 2024, and they're using my arguments from that memo that they all said had no credibility to argue that Kamala Harris can block Trump's electoral votes. I mean, it's like, I mean, come on, people, you can't.
Basically, everyone's going to say, you're being proven right.
Yeah, exactly, except they're not saying that, right?
But that's what they mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. All of your legal reasoning is totally solid.
Yeah, there's no question. But
I mean, just supporter and supporter, why do you think that Mike Pence didn't do it?
Well, because Mike Pence is an establishment guy at the end of the day. And all of the establishment Republicans in D.C. bought into this very myopic view that Trump is destroying the Republican Party. And what Trump is doing is destroying the inside the beltway Republican Party and reviving the Republican Party in the hinterland, right?
You'll notice these people are so blind now that they don't understand. Like they say, they think Trump is destroying the Republican Party. No, Trump is destroying the Republic. That's what support of Donald Trump was actually doing. It was destroying your republic. You remember what Ben Franklin answered when he was asked what kind of government he had bequeathed to them? He said, a republic, madam, if you can keep it. But anyway, I'm not gonna have no regrets. So I did my job. Allah told me to give warning to the wicked to cease from his wicked way, and that's what I've done. And I gave you warning straight out of his word. You know, I even showed you that white people, you are devils. Remember Jesus said in the 8th chapter of John and the 44th verse, he said, ye are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. That when he speaketh a lie, now this is where Jesus told you who you are. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. Do you know of any other people that use the term that you use? You call a lie, I just told a little white lie. Well, why you say a little white lie? I ain't never heard no Chinese or yellow man say, I just told a little yellow lie. I never heard a brown man say, I just told a little brown lie. Japanese don't talk like that. And black people don't say, I just told a little black lie. You're the only one to call a lie after yourself. And you say a harmless falsehood, a white lie. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. What is an actor? A liar. Why do you think John F. Kennedy's mother told him, go into politics, but don't become a politician? Huh? Why? Because what is a politician? A liar. What's the root word of politics? There's somebody gonna tell me, oh, that's really a nice suit you got on there. You look nice. And he said, man, you know that. I was just being polite. Women and men do that. Huh? Yeah. All of you. See, I've been paying attention. I didn't just live in the world. I paid attention. That's why you can't say nothing when I'm presenting my case. The best thing you can do for yourself when you hear me accuse you of something is just because if you say, prove it, I'll go deeper than you want. You see, I'm not a person who just stand up and say things that I can't prove. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. That's what God told Cain. Whatever happened to you, white people, for giving the Indians, the Native Americans, who happened to be from India, they was exiled over here approximately 15 or 16,000 years ago. But whatever happened to you for murdering all them people? Was you ever brought up on charges for that? You know what a fugitive is, right? Somebody that justice ain't caught up with you. And a vagabond. A vagabond is like as Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home, but he ain't never really had no home. And he just wherever he is, he take it and call it home. Huh? A vagabond. Ain't no part of the earth belong to you. The earth is the Lord's. That's why everywhere you discovered, you either found black people already there, or you found signs that black people had been there. That's meaning he found out it was over here. Do you understand? Because when he got there, people was already there. Huh? All right. So I don't set myself up to be attacked. As much reason not to attack me as possible so that you will take me serious when I tell you that I'm your last chance. If you don't accept me and what I'm teaching, this is the end of you. Do you not see all these white people going crazy? And Negroes who follow them?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you suit yourself. I know they don't think they're crazy. If you go to a mental institution and ask one of them people, are you crazy? And see what he's saying. You ain't never gonna meet a crazy man that will confess that he's crazy. Huh? I mean, just like, and you enjoy watching them. Just like that movie Joker. What you want to watch something like that for?
Yes, sir.
But you crazy too. So yeah, I mean, really. I mean, I'm just looking at you. I said, boy, this is something here.
Yes, sir.
2.5 men. And all this. Boy, y'all something. You can get mad at me all you want. I mean, I don't want to watch no foolishness like that.
No, sir.
You just, yeah. What can I say? Now you're mad. You get mad all you want. You done just about lost your mind. What little bit you had. You know, that's the way minds go. Like the sun. You notice, you can stand outside and the sun will be setting. And you can stand there and you never actually see it get dark. It's just that subtle. But that's because your eyes are constantly readjusting and readjusting until finally it's dark. But it's such a subtle thing that it just don't, like a dimmer switch that just goes down and back up. It don't go like that. It happens gradually. No rush. But when you see it setting, you know it's about to get dark. When you saw the United States president have to stand up and tell the American people, I am not a crook, your sun was setting right there. And it's been getting dark ever since. I didn't hear you. Oh, yeah. So, you know, Trump's administration made Richard Nixon look like a third string. Trump was the first string. Huh? Him and these crooks in that, man, these people done put all kind of crooks in your government. You got them everywhere. When you opened up the door for money to buy elections, then, and you know what the rich folks did? The rich crooks did? This is what they did. They spent money to get people elected and then told them, now, look, I want you to give us these tax breaks here. Now, this is what you do when you get in there. Present this. He just gave them something to present. They didn't understand what they was reading and what they was presenting. They just worded it, had them lawyers up there draw it up and told them to present this bill. And then they told them to pass this bill. And all the money they spent to get them elected, they got it back. Do you understand? And now they even got a windfall where they ain't even spending none of their own money. As you put, they spending the money that should have went to the government. They're spending that to fight the government. You know, I mean, he's using your own system now, a system that made him rich. He's using that to kill that system. I told you, the new niggas. White people is the new niggas. Rich white people in particular. Yeah. He ain't got nothing else to live for. He ain't happy because he got all that money. He trying to figure out how come he not happy. And what he thought was going to make him happy, he found out is empty. So, you have people ruling over you that don't care about you. They can't care about you. They not interested in your health. Look at a pandemic raging, and they run around here telling you don't wear no mask and take the mask off your children and all that kind of stuff. telling you to go out in the middle of a fire with naked. Huh? Don't burn yourself up, dummy. That's that's what they're saying to you. What is a leader? A leader is not someone that when the crowd holler, he changed his mind. A leader is someone that when the crowd hollers, he said, wait a minute, let's talk about it. And then he reasoned with them. Do you understand? You remember that old phony lying Donald Trump stood up there in front of them people and said, well, get the vaccine. And they said, boo. He said, well, do what you want. You're still free. You do what you want. What is that to say? You know what he wanted to say. Because he don't care about them no way. No. He riding the wave, man. He's surfing. You know, it's a wave of racism and stuff. He found it going and he caught that wave and rode it all the way into the Oval Office. How did he? Got with his buddy Putin and Kim Jong-un and him fell in love. And well, he said they fell in love. What? Them people couldn't believe what they were seeing. Is this America? This the United States? Put you in there? Yeah, they know these people lost their mind. Huh? Okay. Anyway, I don't seem like I can get nobody to argue no more. At least do what they thought was arguing. You know, I guess I explained it to them and they realized that they really didn't have no argument for me. Because if you're going to argue with someone about something that they present that they claim is a fact, you have to show them that it's not a fact. Huh? Yeah. So, I'm just thankful to Allah that He gave me the means to argue with people that they can't refute. I mean, look at this. There was a time when, this was routine. I mean, just think, you've been doing something for decades. How long they've been what you call having people bring ships of cargo and all of this stuff to and from the United States? How long has that been going on? That's been going on for over 60 or 70 years. Huh? The longshoremen, I knew people, I knew their fathers worked longshoremen and they worked longshoremen, and just from one generation to the next, been over 100 years. Almost, if not more. I don't know. I ain't been keeping up with that stuff. But now all of a sudden, everything backed up. What happened? I'll tell you what happened. I'll tell you exactly what happened. The kingdom have been taken from you. I'll show you. I don't tell you things that I can't prove, like I told you. So I'm going to, and this is just a gentle reminder.
Off the coast of Los Angeles, the reason you're paying more for everyday items and perhaps struggling to find some in the store, a vital parking lot in the Pacific. Container ships, mostly from Asia, stretching across the horizon. To get an up-close view, we rode along with LA Port Police Marine 12. It didn't take long. The radar suddenly filled with ships. That's it right here. They're They're right outside the outer harbor. 76 ships waiting for up to 10 days each to enter the port of Los Angeles or nearby Long Beach. Off the coast of Los Angeles, the reason you're paying more for everyday items and perhaps struggling to find some in the store, a vital parking lot in the Pacific with the container ships, mostly from Asia, stretching across the horizon. To get an up-close view, we rode along with LA Port Police Marine 12. It didn't take long. The radar suddenly filled with ships. That's it right here. They're right outside the outer harbor. 76 ships waiting for up to 10 days each to enter the port of Los Angeles or nearby.
When they saw those things first backing up, because of a pandemic, in the first place, it never should have happened. Because if you had had a real qualified person, a person in the office of president that was qualified to be there and that had your country's best interests at heart, how do you elect someone for president and you don't first make sure that they care about your country? How do you do that? But you did it. You elected someone for the presidency of the United States even after their son told you his child that grew up under him, his son, now grown man, tells you that his favorite city is Moscow. How would Moscow become his favorite city? Unless his daddy was spending a mighty awful lot of time over there for him to grow up and still say Moscow is his favorite city. And you put that family to live in a city that they didn't really want to live in no way, Washington, and to be president over a country that they envied another country. And you didn't think there's nothing wrong with that. Well, you proved the point that George Washington made about encouraging. He said, since the government that you have is elected, then you should make of paramount importance the setting up of institution for the diffusion, meaning the dispersing of knowledge. If you want to give the people what you want the people to have the power to elect people to represent them. In a republic, that's what it is. It's a representative of the public government, where you need the public to be intelligent so that they would elect intelligent and send intelligent people that have their best interests and their nation's best interests at heart to sit in government and make laws and levy taxes and all of these kind of things. You must have an intelligent elector before you're going to have intelligent electees. Do you understand? So, but you didn't do that. You let these people undo laws that was put there to protect your government. You didn't see the need to keep big money from being able to buy and put as much money into your elections as possible. You didn't see the danger in letting people just buy up mass media outlets and put what they please on there instead of sticking to your guns and making sure that propaganda was not allowed in America, in the United States. You can say what you want. You got freedom of speech, but you ain't got the freedom to stand out and lie to the American people. But you took them laws away. Talking about that's infringing. People got a right to say what they want. It's up to the public whether they believe it or not. Oh, is that right? After the public done got used to news media, when they print a story and come out and tell the news that it has been checked and double checked and made sure that it's viable and reliable news. So the public began to trust the media. Then you turn around and say it's okay for now people to buy up media and tell the public anything after the public has been conditioned to trust what they hear in television and in radio and anything that came over the airways. The public has been conditioned to trust it. Then you poisoned them. You poisoned the mind of people who trusted you. And the government, you let people get in the government to help poison you. So a man like Grover Norquist could stand up and tell you that half of your citizens that are actually your American brothers, your fellow Americans, he stood up and called them competing parasites, and you clapped for him. Whenever people want to turn you, there's a history of that. Whenever people want to turn you against, to unjustly turn you against others, they reinvent the ones that they're trying to turn you against. They call them by another name. They identify them as somehow less than you and less than what they are. Do you understand? And now the game that they ran on us ran on them. So, brother tell me we're going off in 4 minutes, and that's what I'm going to let happen too.
You have a question here, sir?
Yes.
And this is from Corey Pink. And he asks, what's your views on remarriage and divorce?
On what?
Remarriage and divorce.
Tell Corey that whatever he think about it, I don't want to hear that. You don't even have to ask me nothing like that. So I know one thing. My view on it is whatever God's view on it is. Now that's what my view on it is. But my view on it is also that that's people's right to choose. So you choose what you want to do. Just remember, your choice is going to be the reason why you wind up wherever you are. Do you understand? Okay. See, that's the difference in me and you. True religion don't try to force itself on nobody. There's no compulsion in religion. My view on something like that is my view and the view that Allah gave me. But Allah also said, whosoever will, let him come and drink of the water of life freely. There is no compulsion in religion. You can't legislate. Say they coming out the closet for. So if it was the law that you couldn't do it, they get in the closet and do it. Huh? But they were still doing it. Huh? There's nothing secret that shall not be made manifest. So now everybody coming out and being what they are. So now, anyone else had something they want to ask me? So I'm always open to intelligence. But I know you already know my views on that. So, you're gonna get enough of coming in here, call yourself playing around with me. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad warned you about that too. He said he's not a God to play with. See, that really annoys me when I'm being serious about something and somebody try to interject a joke. Keep on, yeah? You're gonna regret that. Just keep on. All right. That's an old thing white folks been doing to black people for the longest. When he talking about something serious and you come in there trying to make a joke out of it, he run you out of there. He don't mind doing things to others that he don't want done to himself. Anybody that know me, they know I don't do a lot of joking around. That's just not me. I ain't that. That's why even when I'm laughing sometimes, you be trying to figure out what's funny. Because it ain't funny to nobody but me. That alone should tell you that I got a different kind of mind than you. Okay. All right. So, was there anything else before I let y'all go? You had better get serious about your future. All right. May Allah bless us, keep us safe, and in our right minds. And Danielle, check your messages. Sorry, I'm just not telling you. Anyway. So, keep up prayer. Stay out of media sources where all people are doing is throwing it, hurling insults and telling lies. Would you knowingly go eat? Why would you feed your mind sewage? Mm-hmm. All right. May Allah bless us and keep us safe, and grant to each of us who fear him and who hunger and thirst for his righteousness. May he bless us with a peaceful and pleasant night's rest and sleep, and a happy, peaceful, and pleasant morning's rise. May Allah's Assalamu alaikum.